Greetings, fellow nerds. Let's talk about the derivative of cotangent, right? So I'm going to approach this specific derivative through using the identity that cotangent is cosine over sine. And I think that's pretty close to all we'll need. I will need you to know, or at least remember, the derivative of sine is cosine, and the derivative of cosine is negative sine. And then there's going to be a couple of reciprocal identities at the end, but again, hopefully those are things that you're at least somewhat familiar with, and let's do this. So the derivative of cotangent, well, again, we remember that cotangent, of course, is just cosine over sine, so let's just replace the cotangent there with cosine over sine, and what we have now is the derivative of a quotient. So let's apply the quotient rule. That would be the bottom function sine of x times the derivative of the top function cosine minus cosine times the derivative of the bottom function all over the bottom function squared. So there's our derivative, or our quotient rule. Remember that the derivative of cosine, again, this is something I hope that you would already remember, is negative sine, and the derivative of sine, of course, is just cosine. So let's replace those two derivatives in that numerator. And now, very similar to what we saw on the derivative of tangent previously in the series, is we're going to clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to move this negative right here out front. And then I'm also going to do something a little weird. I'm going to take both of these negatives. Let's factor out a negative out front of that numerator, and it would look something like this. And now we've got something a little nicer. Of course, sine times sine is just sine squared. Cosine times cosine is cosine squared, so we get to here. And again, just as before, if you remember, sine squared plus cosine squared is 1. And so we can just replace that whole numerator with a 1, and boom, there it is. So the reciprocal of sine is cosecant, which is why we commonly will write the derivative of cotangent as negative cosecant squared x. Have a great day, nerds.